today we've got this Levin. I don't know exactly what year it is, but from looking online, there's somewhere between sort of 1958, sort of, that you see quite a lot of these being built to 1965, I think, somewhere around that. I've seen a few different versions of this guitar. Unfortunately, the sticker on this one, I just can't read it, but when I get inside of it, hopefully I'll be able to figure out where this is from. It's quite a unique classical guitar. On this one, it has this amazing sound hole, which is great and looks gorgeous. However, for the purpose of this repair, actually kind of annoying. The back is coming away, so someone's done some repairing to this anyway. And here, when I'm holding this together, that there are some structural things going on with the top as well. And I can't, as I say, go in and find out or repair without taking the back off. So seeing as the binding is already off of this guitar, I'm just going to take it off and then re-glue it. The other things we need to do with it are, it's been very badly refinished. The customer wants to get it back to its original look. A spruce top, which has a few splits in it, to be fair, so we're going to try and clean those up when we're refinishing it. It's missing some parts on the edge of the neck. I think someone has done a neck reset on this, so I'm hoping that it's the right angle. It kind of looks like it is, so that should hopefully work out nicely. But yeah, we need to do a refret on it anyway, because all the frets are pretty worn out. But yeah, it's going to be a fun restoration job, this one. Some of the work that comes through the workshop is like this, and these jobs tend to take a lot longer. You sort of do a task on it, leave it for a bit, and then come back to it in between the other jobs that you're doing. It's going to be exciting, so hopefully you're going to get to see the process and you'll enjoy it. So let's have a look around the guitar. So there's a crack in here. Now, goes most of the way around the spout. There's a big dollop of, looks like Type Bond glue. So what I need to do is I need to get out my palette knife, and I need to heat that up, and then we're going to go around that and yeah, slowly just detach the top from the back. I mean the sides from the back. When I'm about to destroy a guitar, I need some rock music on. Got the back off, and there's quite a lot wrong. Each brace, the glue has failed pretty much everywhere. What I'm going to do is individually glue these up by taking each one off and then re-gluing it in place. Normally what you do is use a go bar, and that's basically like a big radius dish, and then you use little sticks to push these down. Now, because I don't quite know what radius this back is, and I haven't got a go bar system at the minute, and this has already got its radius in it, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clamp these down using some Clemcia clamps, because really I can't see any reason why that's not going to work. It's already got the radius in the back, and I think if I do this one at a time and then clean up all the glue, it should be fine.
Charged 50 quid. Take me out for that one.
We've got this repair, which looks like some sort of putty. I don't know exactly what it is. I believe that there's been some sort of crack. Feels quite weak. So again, because of this beautiful sound hole, I'm not going to be able to repair that because obviously we're going to do a refinish job on this. So I think what I'm going to have to do is put some bracing along there, because if when I'm sanding it and repairing the guitar finish that decides to become a problem, then I want to make sure that I don't have to take the back off again. Earlier I said that this was maple, which definitely is not maple. It actually kind of looks a little bit like some cherry that I built a guitar out of, but whatever it is, it's very pretty. So the crack is now been sanded, so this is all now nice and smooth. What I've got is a nice piece of maple, which I've bandsawed off, and it's about 1 mil thick now. So it's still flexible, but it's got nice strength in it. So what I'm going to do is basically put this here, I'm going to cut it in between the two pieces of kerfing, glue this on, and then that will just mean that if that crack does get pushed on, it's nice and rigid and nice and sturdy. Battery died when I was just about to start showing you this process, putting the bag back on. So that was good. So I had to make some clamps, basically just some 10mm stud, 25mm down, and yeah, save myself about 250 quid on the StewMac once. I do love StewMac, but sometimes it's just too much, and you can just do it yourself. Let's have a look. Hopefully the back will have glued on, and when I do the tap test, nothing's going to be ringing, and I will be happy. One thing to always watch out for when you're doing tap testing is if you've got the machine heads on, make sure that you isolate those, because if you can sometimes hear a rattle, but it's actually just the machine heads. But yeah, that is now ringing. Now that the finish needs to be removed, we started with a general varnish stripper and then begin sanding and filling. Needed quite a lot of sanding. One of the concerns I had was actually how thin the top was going to be, and because of that I actually opted to go for an Osmo oil finish, because if I was going to sand out all of the imperfections in the top, I was really worried that the top was going to get too thin. So going for an Osmo oil finish just means that when it settles on there, even if the top isn't completely flat, as far as getting out every single blemish and scratch, it kind of blends all together really nicely, and it still gives you a really good sheen, as you can see. And then basically what I've done is stain the back and sides with really nice cherry, and then tinted the top with like a vintage look. So I think, yeah, overall it's looking really nice. So it's done. We've finally finished the Levin. It's taken a minute, and there's been loads and loads of issues with my camera, which has been great. So you haven't seen the whole process, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Hopefully the bits that you've seen give you an idea of what's gone into it. The main thing, which it came in for, I say main thing, I mean it needed a lot doing. The binding, so we've got all new white binding all the way around. The top now rings, so all the loose bracing, which was on the back and the front, both been glued back down, secured. There was this, if you remember, that has been sanded out as much as it can do. Obviously it's thin, so I couldn't get rid of it completely, but just going past it, it kind of just looks like a knot in the wood. It's also in quite a good place, so you're not really going to see it at this end. And then that's also been reinforced, so it's nice and strong, so when I push it, there's no flex in there, which is good. Obviously refinished. For this we used a nice sort of Osmo oil and a wax. Now the reason I did that was because, as I said earlier, I didn't want it to look like it was kind of brand new, because obviously it's an old guitar. So I kind of thought that if we go down the route of a kind of a gloss finish, it's going to look a bit random, because it is an old guitar. So this kind of gives it that, sheen, but without it feeling too glaring. And also just the fact that there are still some imperfections just because of the damage that it sustained over the years. Finish also sort of just helps to sort of blend that all together. So that's that. So we've got a new nut on there, new frets. On the fretboard along here, there were basically sections that have been broken off. Now I wonder whether or not there was like a kind of inlay or something that was going to go in there or something or other, but I've matched the wood and now it's kind of invisible, which is nice. Refretted new nut, plays really nice, and it's nice and out of tune at the minute. But yeah, no, this guitar has just had its strings put on, so normally with classicals, it takes about a day, day and a half, even with stretching, for it to sort of stay in tune. So what I tend to do is I just get the strings on, let it do its thing, just sit around for a bit. If the top needs to flex and move, I mean, this is quite a thin top, so I do expect it to move slightly. And then once I'm happy that it's sort of stable, I then do any adjustment to the saddle and the nut and finish that last bits off. But yeah, we also got new machine heads as well. Went for some Gotos. The other ones were just a bit stiff, and I thought, seeing as we've done all the rest of it, I might as well get the machine heads working. But yeah, so I'm really happy with it. I hope you've enjoyed watching me restore this. I'll pop a little clip of me playing it, even though I'm not a classical guitar player in any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, I think it looks really nice, and it's brought back a guitar that meant a lot to someone. So yeah, if you've enjoyed today's video, do a like and a subscribe, that'd be brilliant. Hoping to grow this channel. Let me know what your thoughts are as well, if anything you'd like to see more of. Thank you very much for following along. I'll see you in the next one.